And I return with a fresh cup of tea in my Jack and Sally teacup. Right, looks like we've got the majority of our plants planted. Looking good, looking good. Food's in a somewhat better place. Though I noticed we've been using some of it to make kibble. Oh, we're actually quite low. Okay. How are we doing over here? Oh, good lord, we are not doing so great over here. All right, we're going to have to send out a camp then, I think. Is there anything on the world map nearby that we want to do? I guess is the big question. Got a mining site, 38 people, 41, an ancient complex, another ancient complex, another ancient complex, an ancient mechanoid complex. Do we want to send a couple of people out to do those? I mean, we could. It's not a terrible idea. Okay. Now, as for you, you've got a brain scar. That kind of sucks. Your brain is messed up. However, you are a sanguiphage, which means you're scarless. Every 1 to 2 quadrums, one old wound or chronic illness is healed. So sadly, it's going to be a little while for you. That is an issue. We're going to do in here. Because I think we're actually just going to move the death rest caskets in there. Structures, I want to smooth walls. Actually, break that down and we'll place another wall there. Right, because yeah, Wall Racer's going to need death rest in the relatively near future, as is Leafy. These are problems. You're generally not going to be that useful for me right now until that brain scar is healed. It sucks, but that is really the case. You can grab that after you're done. I'm going to flip this back on so that we can start smelting through some of the gubbins that just exist. But yeah, I think maybe we send out a couple of peeps. I want someone who's good. Mean Cupcake can go, as they're quite good with research. That would be useful. Definitely don't want you going out there with grenades, though. I'm going to send Silas in for... no, Silas and Mean Cupcake. Then I think... Kakatsuchi. And possibly... The Askews Can Fly and Captain Haircrab. Maybe Thalandra as well. Gives us... yeah, no, that gives us quite a decent spread of abilities. I'm not as... Well, actually, maybe sending Paco Bing too. Or instead of Thalandra. Yeah, I think that might be a good group to send. I'm not going to have to send you very far, so it should be okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That seems like a good enough group. 2, oh, sorry, 5. 2 melee, 2 range, and grenades. I would like Kagatuchi to go ahead and equip the Psychic Insanity Lance. I would like Mean Cupcake to equip the Shock Lance. I would like Yes Cubes Can Fly to equip the Fire Foam Pop Pack. I think that should be a good enough group. Mean Cupcake, I would like you to be Vanguard. Silas Vanguard as well. Yes, Cubes Can Fly. Soldier. Kagatsuchi Soldier. And then we wanted Captain Headcrab as well on Soldier. Oh yeah. Okay, manage Dirks. Keep one of each of these in your inventory, ideally. At some point, I am going to tell everyone to keep Go Juice in there. You know what? I can do that now. Just in case. Though there is a big part of me that's wondering if maybe I shouldn't reach for some of the other stimulants. Got enough to set that up. Oh, tribute collector. I mean... We could definitely have someone go and say hi. Xenovoid, go and have a quick chit chat. Oh, actually, maybe Xenovoid should go. No, Xenovoid is too important to the colony. Losing Xenovoid in some silly way would be desperately awful. Do I want to give you a bunch of gold? No, you really don't do a good deal with that, do you? I'll wait for everyone to equip themselves, and we're more or less ready to go. We have power enough now, I would say, to not need to worry about having all of our lights off. So let's turn them all back on. Turn these back on. Still have a massive grid access. Yeah. Okay. Turn this on. Though actually, at this point, I should really move it. Right there will do. We've got so many little places around here. Other things we want to turn on at this point. I can activate this, I would imagine. Don't strictly need that turned on, but could. Oh, tainted recon armor, fair. Right. Everyone more or less ready. Do you make progress on the ship, or were you just mech farming thanks to Randy? I was having to deal with mechs thanks to Randy, yeah. No progress on the ship yet. Let's remove that and this as well. So. Hopefully someone will go and bring you in, my lord. Right, okay. I think it's time for us to head out. So, we'll go to this one. Form caravan over there. 0.3 days. We'll send a Pacobing. We're sending... Yes, Kiwis can fly. We're sending Mean Cupcake. Silas. And Kakatsuchi. We're also going to be sending a fantastic amount of the boars. Oh, Wild Boar 1 should probably head out. They're getting a bit old now. All of them. We'll keep you, and I think we might keep you. Yeah. There we go. That's an awful lot of animals. Do not bring any. Do not bring any. Do not need it. Bring couple. Don't know how long we're going to be there. Loads of packaged survival meals. Sure, that's fine. Don't bring any of the meat. Don't need it. Couple of these. As for anything in here, I don't think there's going to be anything we need to bring, really. But yeah. Send. It's fine. Crack on. This should mightily reduce the impact of taking these animals with us. Sorry, of this pasture. Like, we should have so much more available. So much more available nutrition in that pasture following this. Right, we are gradually making our way through all of these gubbins, which is very bloody good. Good God. There's so many. And yet more are being brought down. There we go. Well, let me just double check the caravan food group. Allows for pretty much everything. Yeah. Are we just sleeping until the morning or something? I can't quite tell. Right, I think they're ready. Yep. All right. Good lord. So many. So many. Oh, hello. Funny, you should show up. Gonna have a quick word with him. You got enough food? We do not. Go and hunt the donkeys. I've cursed myself to a man-eater pack of boars. That might actually be true. You know what? Given that, I'll probably camp, release the boars, and then move on. Right. I need so much stuff. You can have the Tox packs. I don't intend to keep them myself. Selling off these. Oh, that one got a little bit low, but that's okay. I want all of your components. Can't afford them all. Big sad. Oh, all the tail caps can go. Should I take more advanced? Probably. And that's what I've got the tail caps there for. I've got really good wealth in terms of my my books, so I don't think I need to worry about that too much. Probably say goodbye to those since they're below 90%. I will keep the flak pants though. Got a couple of replacement barrels, which is nice. Don't have enough human leather to do anything with, so I'll sell it. Then with the Panthera fur. Just clogging up my storages otherwise. And that is pretty much that. I'll pick up some... Bye. Always buy psychic foil helmets. Never pass up the opportunity. Shoot. Ooh, up to level 8. Oh, and discovers a quest. I'll take this, sure. To sleep. Yeah, tin technology. Technology. The red bit on the book means that I haven't done all of the projects that are required for it. Or rather, you know what? I assumed that was the case, but maybe it's not. Right, I'll take all of that. And as for you, quickly camp. Because you're right, I shouldn't take all of them with me. I should just release the balls. Question is, will I have enough capacity to carry the rest of the stuff that I'm bringing? I should have brought some donkeys. Oh god, that's annoying. Thinking about it. I should have brought a few extra bits. But I did not. Reform caravan. Continue on your way. Accept. Do not bring any of them. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Send. Caravan lost? Yeah, that's fine. It's absolutely okay. That gave me a panic there. Oh. For a second, I was extremely concerned. But I should have bought the dromedaries because they would have made this trip so much faster. If nothing else. I heard technology and game. Where is it? Oh. Technology is... Let me find it. Technologia. Tinfoil helmet to keep us safe from evil machine dark whisperings straight into our brain box. Okay. That's taking a long time. Okay. This doesn't seem too much of a difficult one. We could quickly throw something together here. We throw down a couple, because we don't like being out in daytime. So it might be worth us just camping. Have we got a group of people who are capable of that? Yes. Yes, we do. Oh, I can't do it. Damn, really? Okay, I cannot bunker. Oh, that sucks. Timing was rough here then. Do I let them sleep? Alright. I'm gonna let them wait until nighttime. Boomalopes? No, chem fuel gen really won't. It provides 1,000 for the chem fuel that we're producing. I mean, I suppose, I do have chem fuel, so I guess. So it's not really that big of a concern to me. Just gonna let them snooze. And they can press on. Sheeps. Are we taking sheeps again? Also, may as well train those bulls. Also, may as well train that rhino to be able to guard. The hero rhino. Oh, so what is you're deconstructing? I've got way too many jobs for you. I feel bad. Is it nighttime? It is nighttime. Okay, everyone wake up. Let's move. Hopefully everyone has had some food. You have not. Nope. 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 Okay. We'll have a munch once we get down here. Are there any tables? Don't think so. So what you're going to have to do is you're all going to be very upsetty. Oh, you don't have a shield? Oh, bugger. Of course. To equip a shield, you need your utility slot and I told you not to use it. My bad. That's on me. Okay, everyone eat. Eat. Okay. Suspicious. All right. Ancient lamp. An ancient self-powered lamp. Its internal power supply is badly depleted, but it still emits a weak glow. Kind of like that, though. Dead. What? An installed prosthetic. Sorry. That allows the user to temporarily become invisible. The prosthetic is crafted from a modified revenant spine using Archotech shards to restrain the dormant revenant. The user can manipulate the visual centers of those nearby, effectively turning themselves invisible for a short time. Okay, so chat, remind me, I need to carry this corpse out of here. Can I? Well, no, it's a corpse. Can I even... Can I remove that? I don't think I can. I think the answer is no. Sadly. I strongly suspect the answer is no. Okay. Don't need to play with you. You're here. Yeah, come right. It's fine. What the heck? Okay. The Soren gene line. These giant insect-like creatures live underground and burrow up to attack when attracted by noise or pheromone signals. Originally from the planet Sorn, interstellar entrepreneurs managed to capture, genetically modify, and vat grow the insect colonies for use as weapons. It's not clear who placed Sorn insects on this planet, but they are here, and as dangerous as ever. This juvenile form of a larger bioengineered insect larvae maintain and expand hives using an acidic secretion. If provoked, they defend themselves by spewing sludge. Noted. Good. Kill. Kill. You are going to need to melee strike that one. Okay, done. How badly hurt? A tiny little bite. Nothing that's going to be an issue. Could you coagulate just so I can be safe about that? Chem fuel. Nothing particularly useful there then. Alright, move down here. That room can cook. I don't really mind. I came here prepared for mechs, but so far, nothing to worry about. Ancient crate. Ancient and empty. Okay. Time to steal some spines. I wish so hard that that were true and possible, but alas. Don't want you throwing any... Ah, that's annoying. Okay, does anyone here... Smoke pop. Yes! Okay, get back. Pop, go on. Honestly though, other than you two, we can probably just put this fire out quite quickly ourselves. Will you do... Oh. Ha! The irony. The person in here who isn't capable of putting out fire and most effective at doing it. Medicine, okay, that's not too bad. Go ahead and pick that up. I could go ahead and pick that up. I will designate all of these to be available to us. In the meanwhile, let's get you in here. Actually, you can go and do that. And we can press on. Okay, you just stand forward. We can easily murderize everything there. One down. Hold on. And you two can go and get in position. God, I wish I could take that spine with me, though. My lord. 2 rooms in here. Lucy. No, 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 no. Don't take it. Pick it up. Things are melting in that room. And some more chem fuel. Oh, don't be such a big baby. It's just a corpse. Nothing. Okay. Oh. Well. Blah. Guess we head home then. How much food do we have? There's nothing else here, right? Do we want to move on to the other one? No, our pocket's already a bit full. Sure, let's just head home. Take everything I can with you. Could we bring any of the slag? I guess we could. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. That will be gone in 29 days. Alright. Wasn't terrible. I'll be back in about half a day. And right now, this place is now producing enough food. Somewhat glorious, I would say. I will do a couple of little things, though. Right, so, first and foremost... I'll be wondering what I'm going to be doing here, but it should become apparent in just a moment. And then down here as well. Plant dandelions. And then exactly the same thing over here. Dandelions, which will be very quick to grow because they're on very fertile ground. Not that they really care too much about fertility. But the thing is they produce a lot of nutrition for what they are. Oh, good. We're actually repairing some of the base. My lord, it's been a while. That has been quite some time. Really need to work on your expectation issues. Alright. But once this group is back, we will bunker in, do a little bit of celebration, have a little festival. That'd be nice. I don't want to replace that with a fence. I kind of do, actually. Once that's done, I'll get rid of all that. Regular concrete. Now, there we go. Perfect. I did have another idea of a little setup down here that would allow me to further extend my trap corridors. And what I was thinking, you know how I've got multiple stages of retreat? Well, what if I did something like this? Brown will be sandstone walls. And then out here, we have something along these lines. Purple will be a door. And then that allows for the entry point. We like maybe granite barricades like that. Now the idea here is that this will actually give me utility in that I'll probably also expand this out a little bit more as well. I'll probably take this down to here. Again, purple for a door. The thing with this is that sometimes I'm not going to want to use up all my traps on, like, you know, what if it's mad hares? Do I want them setting off all my steel spike traps instead of just walking into a firing squad? And so I'm kind of thinking, I'm probably going to move that back as well. That by having something like this, if it's like a manhunter pack that I just want to deal with my guns, I can open this door and hold these two doors open, go in here. The shortest path should then be like this. And then into a big old fight. Now, the only problem here is that this becomes a bit of an issue for me. So what I would likely need to do is remove this and expand these out in there so that, again, they don't present a very attractive space for people to stand and attack. However, I believe that the like the way that barricades have traditionally been used, I haven't done it here, but quite often people will put like barricades or shelving or sleep mats or something on a ground to make it an invalid spawn location or drop location. I've seen rumblings that no longer is the case. Like, drop pods can still land on those tiles now, land on a shelf, land on a barricade, land on a sleeping spot. As a consequence, like for trading, it still means stuff will just randomly drop in your fridge. But it also allows for drop pods that land on your colony to do the same. So that method of trying to make an invalid location is no longer the case. And I don't think it is necessarily the case anymore that people will not stand on a barricade and use defenses. So it might not work for me the way I would hope. But either way, we would have this area. We'd have a trap corridor leading up. Enter in here. Have to deal with an attack group there. But I don't know. That's. I kind of like to move this a little bit. I feel. Maybe something more like this. I don't know. Yeah, they can stand on barricades and it's annoying. Yeah. Noted. Noted, noted. I guess the other thing I could do is... Actually, you know what? Maybe we don't do it on this side. Maybe, instead... I lead it out in this direction. Might not be a bad idea. And the door could be down here, perhaps? Actually, I kind of like that a little bit more. I can copy it. Oh, that's actually quite cool. I saw some people complaining about the lack of the ability to copy, but apparently, no, that does still exist. So I could have something like that instead. Maybe a trap approach. Enter in there. Have this area fight, and then I can quickly retreat down here with the doors closing behind. If I go that route, then this would need to be an auto door, so it would basically shut immediately behind my peeps. But that is a thing we could do. In terms of the fences would have to be something like this. Do we want to move that in by one more? Yeah, probably. I would probably take that away then, I think. Or do I? No, I can have this. We don't need a trap there. So this would be the route. So traps would be on these points. Or these could be the traps. Actually, you know, that's equally fine. Though I think having them have to zigzag does give a little bit of extra slowdown. So the traps would be here. Nothing too excessive, but just something to try and split them up a little bit so we don't have pop-in. Honestly, it's frustrating to have to build in such a way to try and mitigate that issue, because pop-in feels like such a... It's just a throw over because the game's pathfinding to try and prevent the game being incredibly slow. They have no collision until they're within range of a fight. So they might have no collision up to here, and then suddenly they have collision, so the game is trying to rectify that. And so as a consequence, you could have like 5 pawns here. They've now popping into existence effectively. They now have collision. And because there's nowhere that they can go back because they've already started filtering backwards, they'll pop into the spaces in here. They'll basically teleport past my colonists, which does suck. I don't know. Certainly an option. Wasn't the idea to not use traps? No, the idea wasn't to not use traps. Why would someone not use traps in a defensive function? Yeah, this is basically there so that I can try and deal, like, so for example, this is over there to thin out, like, raiders, though, like, this one here is a long trap corridor. This could... The main thing I'm worried about is Neanderthals, realistically. Neanderthals and Itakin are the things that scare me. What I don't want is for this to trigger killing, I don't know, a bunch of rabbits or cougars or something like that. Or, to be honest, I wouldn't really want Siders to trigger it, because that just seems like a waste. But with Neanderthals, like, this many traps might kill 2 of them. Maybe. It might kill one and just really badly hurt another, but then the other 40 behind them are just going to filter through. This is largely there just to kind of blunt the approach and slow them down, because as they take damage, it starts forcing them into collision. As I mentioned, collision is a bit of... It's a bit of a gamified thing. Like I said, you know, it's effectively... It's there to prevent the game being bogged down by slowness due to pathfinding. So it takes liberties and shortcuts in order to get the... to not have to do any pathfinding on the way in, sort of thing. And so to that end, you have to cause the enemies to feel that they're in a combat situation early, because once they do, they suddenly it's like the quantum uncertainty stops. It's now spinning up or it's spinning down, and it's one of the two, and it now exists. And everything else around it suddenly exists as well. And so if you've ever seen like ridiculous hordes, like we're talking, you know, like 30, 40 people trying to filter through a small corridor, you'll notice that sometimes, like once they get to the point where they're fighting, so in this case it would be here, it's like this weird kind of snake tail expanding backwards as the entities gain physical collision. And then it goes dun 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 dun. And but the thing we're trying to avoid is it, or rather, what we wanted to do is to expand backwards. What we don't want it to do is to expand forwards, because that explodes into and around your people. Because the game is suddenly like, oh well, two things can't exist here at the same time. It has to be one. But I've got this space, so I need to find the nearest space I can put it into. And if that nearest empty space is behind you, well, that's just the way it goes. It's now behind you and your entire defensive line is collapsed. The oven has the issue that we got vampires. What? Oven? Oh, you mean like making effectively a crematorium? I'm not... See, that feels weird at that point, because it's like, again, I don't want to abuse the game's AI or pathfinding. That, to me, is really boring, because to me, that's really easy. And that sort of thing is just abusing the game's AI. Because realistically, they should know, yeah, no, walking in here is death. It feels like 800 degrees in here. Why am I walking down? The air is shimmering. No, carry on. It's fine. My clothes are catching on fire. No, it's fine. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh, now you can panic and run away. Oh, but it's too late. You're halfway down the corridor. You won't make it to the other side. Advantageously using game mechanics. I'm not sure. Like, I like this idea of having multiple fallback positions, and like there being short routes that I can take up down here, they filter down this corridor, which gives me time to rearrange, possibly patch a couple of people up. And then if it continues being a problem, we fall back out here and then run down there to take up position, and they go down the trap, the kind of the trickle feeder, if you like. And then end up being here again. And then, you know, so we've got multiple points that we can fall back through. Psychic drone for pay. A high psychic drone. An orbital beam, power beam targeter, and an orbital bombardment targeter. I mean, those are really tempting. But high psychic drone for 7.5 days? I don't have any psychic soothes. I don't think. The Vatican Vixen. Honest to all unholy, if I showed up to a raid somewhere and they were gonna Willy Wonka Saw Edition my ass, I'm leaving. Well, I would love it if they would just be like, nah, I'm gone. Sorry, look, I'm looking down that corridor. It's all dark, but I can see skeletons. I can see skeletons and blood smears. All there's limbs and giblets hanging down from the ceiling. I choose life and just turn away and walk off. I would love that. I would love that so much. Right, you know what, though? I did promise that we were going to have a bit of a ceremony. And that means we need a campfire. Let's get that bit. Also, I could do psychophagy at this point. Or void provocation. I kind of need something, though, don't I? Yeah, I could do void provocation, I guess. The problem is I no longer have a blood... I no longer have one of these, and that frustrates me. Oh, and this, by the way, is a proximity detector. I would want to know that evil is encroaching. Sadly, I cannot. Right, it is time for a dance of hollow voices, I think. It's been a while. Let's go. It's an amazing room. I greatly hope that this is going to be fantastic. Look at him go. Oh, that's a good point. I need to tell my peeps to stop. Clear force, clear force, clear force. You can go back to civilian. A terrible dance of hollow voices? What? Oh, everyone's upset. It was terrible. Awkward conversations, bad jokes, atrocious dancing, and dull music. Chat, what were you doing in here? God damn it. This is what I get for trusting Twitch chat to know how to dance. Ugh. You know what, though? They're so expensive for what it is. I'm going to cancel out some of this. Let's just remove that. And instead, let's just have this wall extend out and across. And here I am simply going to have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no, I think that works. This only exists to slow people down. Could have it be a little bit wider, I guess. Yeah, I kind of like the zigzags. Like, from an aesthetic point of view, I like the zigzags. I don't think it actually changes much, other than causing them to filter around. There's more spaces, because if they're just going in a straight line, there's less tiles for a large horde to occupy. So something like that. Yeah, I think that can work. I think that could work. Let's go ahead, pop down some floored concrete around these areas. Paved tiles, there. And then, well, let's just build this out. It'll take us a while to get that done. Guess the beer was flat. I certainly hope not. That being said, we did have a plague in all of our hops, so maybe. Oh, whoa. Dorite 2 is starving? Why? Oh, shit. There's loads of food there. But get out there and murder some donkeys and alpaca, please. Also, yeah, they're hungry. Hold on. Get some food down here, please. Mysterious cargo. Masterwork vac-suit helmet, eh? The Veiled Malevolence. No. I'm gonna say no to the Veiled Malevolence. I'm gonna let you produce some food. Unfortunately, I let them eat through all of the packets of Philo meals, it seems. It's rather silly of me. Oh, gestating. Hang on. Oh, no, we haven't got any of this. My bad. Oh, it's the bioferrite that I don't have. Damn, that sucks. Is that hard for me to get again? Oh. The son of the member Dorite 2. Dorite 2 has a... Alright, you've been here for quite some time. Your son is 4. Dorite, did you abandon your, like, less than 1-year-old child? Big question marks there, Dorite, I'm not gonna lie. Some pretty big question marks. Actually, you know what? Let's just cancel. I don't want to lose too much of this ground. What I do want, though, is to not have to deal with trees in the way. That's why they left. Well, that's brutal, but okay. I mean, you might not be wrong. Well, unfortunately, I need some of these to be built, and that's going to be a struggle. Some pemmican, you got some herbal meds. I'll buy all the pemmican. I will sell. What? What will I sell? Chain shotgun. Tox launcher. No, pretty much everything else is good. We can only Flakfest. Very nice. Who? Silas. Silas called Kakatsuchi a brigand. This drove Kakatsuchi into a rage as she began a fight. Okay, so I understand that you're not happy about being called a brigand. However, you've got to stop telling people about your past, Kakatsuchi. I know that you feel that everyone in the colony is your friend, and that means that you can be open and honest with them, but you've got to appreciate what the optics are of your childhood. You can't get bent out of shape when someone says, hey, you're a bit of a rapscallion, aren't you? When you were, in fact, a bit of a rapscallion. Also, please don't fight with the vampire. Good God. Have a beer and then lie down. My goodness. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Militors. Right, you're in group 2. And I want a new area.